Evaluating functions. The graph of the function f of x is shown below. Use the graph to answer the following questions. Evaluating functions. The graph of the function f of x is shown below. Use the graph to answer the following questions. Evaluate f of negative 3. So f of negative 3 equals what? Well, the thing about a graph is that it's really just another way of expressing a bubble chart. So for instance, we have domain values in our x. We have range values in our y. And the function just tells us how to map from one set to the next. So for instance, if I have a point on the graph, say this looks like negative 2, 1, then there's a point inside my domain where the x is negative 2 and the range value is 1. The function maps from the negative 2 to positive 1. Here's another point. This is at 2, negative 1. So I have a value 2 in my domain and negative 1 in my range. So there's another mapping. So if we want to evaluate this function, all we need to do is find the x value and what it maps to in the y. And that's exactly what a graph does for us. It just does it visually. So if I want to evaluate f of negative 3, then in order to get that answer, I'll look for negative 3 on the x and find the y value that it corresponds with. So that's positive 2. F of 3, I find 3 on the x and notice its y value. So the y value here is at 0. F of 4, I find 4 on the x and look at what it corresponds to on the y, which is 1. F of 0, 0 on the x, negative 1 on the y. So negative 1 is the result.